Hi, this is James Slonis, James the Wine Guy, here to share this bottle with you today. This is called J&J. Bring that a little closer from afar. It probably looks like a U, but it isn't. It's actually two definitive J's. One is a more familiar orientation, and the other one is just a 90-degree angle reversal of that. So J&J Eger, 2006 vintage, Eged-Hegy Dulo, Hungary, and this is a Kékfrankos, and this wine is 14% alcohol content wine. Eged is northeast of Budapest. Now, this wine is a partnership of two people, J&J, and of course, I love that because it's my first initial. Janos Stumpf is the wine grower, and then we have John Zabel, and John is a master sommelier from Canada, and he's also of Hungarian ancestry. So you bring these two individuals together to create a really world-class Kékfrankos. Now, Kékfrankos also is Blaufränkisch in Austria, so translated literally is blue frank. So this wine is a really, and one thing I discovered about this wine that I thought was really interesting was I actually was taste testing a Bordeaux blend, and not that one was superior or inferior to the other. They weren't. They're the same in terms of, you know, well-produced, just masterfully well-made wines. And what I liked about it was one, well, I wouldn't say a palate cleanser, but you would go from one to the next, and I would get notes that were more distinct than if I drank it alone, because it was a basin of comparison that was just so markedly different. So you can do this with an Italian wine, a Spanish wine, a Bordeaux, a French wine, and compare and contrast the wines you're tasting, because yes, while a cracker might aid in the tasting differences of wine, sometimes the very vast regional differences or varietal signatures that are extremely maybe not even ever paired together or blended together come up with some notes that you couldn't find otherwise. So that's what I do often, and that's how I taste wines. And I often get questions like, well, you taste 100 wines in one seating. Are you tasting the wine? And I think the answer is yes. I am going through and I think palate cleansing quite often. Yes, I'll take a break, or definitely get a water a cleanse or a cracker placement between some of the wines. And sometimes I'm just going to go for the opposites and just see how that pairs, and not necessarily the whites to the reds. I mean, just within the red category of wines. So I'll take a little taste of this wine and tell you what it's like. Superb dryness to it. But what I love about this wine is it has so many berry notes in it. It has strawberry, fresh wild strawberry, blueberry, a little bit of that acai with that really gorgeous quality of spice, and a little bit of, when I'm detecting notes of cedar and a little leather, rustic notes. One of my favorite notations is a plum orchard in fall time, and I have absolute experience with that with an aunt who has a plum orchard, and to go in mid autumn, going into that orchard and smelling some of the dropped, fallen plums gives this earthiness that is just still haunting to this day. So that was like when I was 6 or 7. I still remember that, and I still need to experience that again and again. I want to visit. I haven't done so in a long time, so that's a reminder to myself. And so you're getting these wonderful fruit notes on the front. You're getting cascading notes of spice, and finishing off some little bit of earthiness, a little bit of truffle, a little bit of pepper, a little chili ancho. So lots of variation in theme on this wine. And I think when I'm tasting the spices, I'm thinking, Mexican food would go really well with this wine. But I'm not going to just say it's just for Mexican food. I can go for a lot of categories. So fantastic wine, 9.2 out of a 10.0 scale. For more reviews, please go to jamesthewineguy.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Vimeo. Salud.